With just 28 days left in the White House, President Trump is tossing out multiple surprises, vetoing the defense policy bill, threatening to tank the stimulus deal, and handing out a lot of pardons as well.
Joining us now to talk about all this is North Central College political science professor Stephen Caliendo. Thank you so much for being here.
It's good to see you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you back. So let's talk about the defense policy bill and the COVID relief bill. They both have wide bipartisan support in Congress, likely veto proof if it gets to that. Why do you think the president is going against these? And is it more than just what's in the bills?
It's hard to know exactly what the president's thinking. He didn't insert himself into these negotiations earlier on. It was clear, I think, for some time. I mean, it was clear to me that the amount of the checks was looking like it was going to be $600, and I don't have any inside track to congressional negotiations, so he should have known that. If he was bothered by it, he should have spoken up. So it's hard to know. I mean, there's some clear indications that he's angling for another run for president in 4 years, and so it may be that he's trying to set himself up a little bit that way, but he's really put congressional Republicans in a tough spot on this one.
Now, in terms of this appearance of kind of going against his own party here, any insight into why that could be an advantage for him, or is it just a head scratcher?
Well, I mean, he's been going against the Republican Party at least for 5 years. I mean, he was an anti-establishment, and by establishment, he meant specifically the Republican Party. He ran on that in 2015 and 2016, and certainly he wants to have some influence in what the party does moving forward, but he's not going to fall in line with the status quo and the way that Washington runs. That's kind of his MO. And so this is not a wise way to do it, I wouldn't think, but it continues a trend for the president to not look at things in traditional ways and to even push against his own party when he thinks it's important to do so.
So a lot of struggling Americans, struggling businesses want to know what happens now when it comes to that stimulus bill. We've got lawmakers going home. A lot of benefits are running out for Americans the day after Christmas. The government spending money runs out soon. What do you think happens now?
Well, members of Congress will come back next week, and they'll either vote on this bill again to override a veto. They clearly passed it the first time with 2/3 majority in both houses, which would be enough to help it become law over the president's objections. It's hard to say whether or not the next few days would be spent by White House aides on the phone trying to get congressional Republicans to peel off. Certainly the Democrats are going to pounce on the $2,000 checks because that's what they wanted in the first place. They may move to pass a bill that would move toward $2,000 checks, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere, certainly in the Senate, where the procedures will be on the side of the minority in that case.
Boy, we didn't even have time to get to the pardons and the commutations that he just had. So much to talk about.
Yep. There's a lot to talk about.
Professor Caliendo, thanks.